Okay, we are going live any minute from now. Audio check. Uh, yeah, I believe everything is set. I believe everything is right. Um, just a few, just a few, just a few. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into this. Waiting for about uh, so if you out there and you asking yourself, what is school? Yeah, like maybe I've ever approached you and had lots of questions and wanted you to wanted you to you know try and do some like get you join our our school. This is basically one that we're going for. Okay, so just a minute, waiting for someone to log in and then get started. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Setting up a few things, then we start. Setting up a few things, then we start. Okay, so let's just start, and I guess people will catch up along the way. All right, so what we're going to look at today is we're going to have a look at the complete school guide. Yeah, where we're going to talk about features, pricing, and how to get to make money. Yeah, because I know with everything online currently, you so interested in how do you get to make money. That's the most important thing, right? So we're going to follow a simple, quick agenda. Yeah, that is the five-part breakdown. We get to discuss the introduction, look at the foundation, practicalities of how we get started. We do some bit of feature, deep dives, and then how we get to make money. Yeah, like your monetization strategy, and then lastly, we get to do some bonuses, like housekeeping bonuses. All right. Yeah. Now, let's start off with our introduction. Okay. So, starting off with part one. I've been seeing lots of questions popping up. Yeah. For those of you who have tried to convince to join my Skool community, you end up asking me, yo, Alan, what is Skool in the first place? Yeah. And you're like, I even don't know how to get to use Skool and all that. And some of you, you have far deeper questions more than that. And that is why this is going to be a very important video for you to watch. Right. So, my promise to you is going to be just so simple, and that is I'm going to um, I'm going to make it as easier, as much easier for you to understand what Skool is. That is one, so that by the end of the day, you have all your questions answered. Yeah, that is it. And hopefully, you even get to join Skool and get to make some money, because at the end of the day, that is our goal. So, if you're here um, if you're here or if you're watching this live and your intention is to start Skool or you have questions concerning Skool, just let me know in the chat. Yeah, just let me know in the chat. Just type something like Skool. Okay, type something like school in the chat, and then we get started. As simple as that. I'll be watching over here and then giving you the get go. Okay? So, anyway, enough with the discussion, because my promise I've already told you I'm going to make it as much as easy as easy as much as sorry. My promise to you is going to be so simple. Make this as easy as possible so that you understand what Skool is, get to ask your questions and get them answered, and then hopefully by the end of it you get to get a Skool account, right? So that you make money. So based on the agenda, that is what we're going to follow. It's going to be a question-based kind of breakdown, all right? So if you're interested, just let me know in the chat. Okay. Anyways, so let's get to start off with a foundation. What is Skool and how does it work? Yeah. So Skool is a platform built on the core of three things. First of all, it is built on the core of having an online community. Yeah. Previously, there used to be groups or whatever they used to call them, but currently Skool is built on the core concept of trying to have a community. That is one. Two, it is built on the concept of that you try to have some courses, that is teaching and skill transference. Yeah. And then lastly is the gamification. Yeah. So Skool is a social platform, yeah, built with a core three in mind. That is, it is built with an essence of helping people build up a community, help people teach the skills they have, and then gamify it. I'll take you through the concepts of what those are, like when you get to do some practicalities and some feature deep dives. But for now, for those of you who don't know what Skool is a social platform. Just like some of you used to use Facebook for like community build, for groups and all that, Skool has that concept. But for it, it is more so of community building. Yeah. And for courses, there are people who are using Kajabi, there are people who are using Teachable, there are people who are using Discord. Yeah. So Skool also has that core concept of teaching, yeah, where you get to sell courses, where you get to sell whatever things you want to sell. And then lastly is the gamification bit of it. Yeah. So in a brief or in just a few lines, I would describe Skool as a platform that is built to handle community building or community setups, gamification, and teaching, all encompassed in one. So I believe this question is now answered. Okay, let's get it off the list. Now let us get to look at the practicalities of what this get to be. Okay, so when you look at the practicalities, is Skool, this comes as a question, is Skool really suitable for you as a beginner? Yeah, maybe you're an entrepreneur starting out. Maybe you have no idea, but you really want to try Skool out. Maybe you're out there and you're tired of having so many accounts for Discord, for Teachable, for Kajabi, for like a whole lot more of apps there that are used for community building, teaching, and all that. So is it something you'd be interested in trying out as a newbie? Quick answer, I'm going to tell you that yes, it is for beginners. It is so friendly that you can get to use it on the go. So why am I saying that it is so suitable for you as a beginner? For one, Skool has no coding required. Yeah, you don't get to have to code like, or get to build this platform and then use it. Yeah, so it is already built for you. The second one is it has a clear interface. I'm going to show you what I get to mean in a brief. Yeah, that it has a clear interface, and then it is not so much technical. Let me try and show you what I get to mean. Yeah, so over here is Skool. Oh, it's taking its time to load. Yeah, so over here it is our Skool community. Yeah, so discover communities, create your own. Now the reason why I'm saying that this is going to be beginner friendly, that it is not so much complicated. Just look at its interface. Yeah, you just the moment you get to join in, there are lots of communities that you can just subscribe to. Yeah, but when you just join in, this is what is going to happen. You're going to land onto this. So this is something like your master community, yeah, or your support community, where everyone on the platform gets to, you know, join, personal information, chat, and then where the founders get to give exclusive, or it's not even exclusive, but share information that is going to help you grow. Yeah. So when I say it is beginner friendly, this is what I get to mean. First of all, you don't need to code. Yeah, and I'm going to show you that when we reach the features deep dive. Second of all, is that the interface is as simple as this, as just this. Yeah, it's just like having a social platform. Yeah? You say write something, put a title of whatever it is that you're writing, and then start spitting your facts. Yeah, start spitting the value, because with every community, you have to really provide value. Yeah, and the same with Skool. So write your title, then give out the value. Okay, nothing much complicated. Okay, now when we mention of technical difficulties and what, I mean, I don't get to see any technical difficulties here that, oh, get to connect this to that, then this to that, maybe, so, like, I mean, it is just straightforward, all right? Okay? So, getting back to our document, yes, the answer is now, the question is now answered. Is Skool suitable for beginners? Yes. Why? Because one, it requires no code, yeah, and I know people hate code. Two, Skool is beginner friendly because of its ease of use of its interface. There's no confusion. Just write, provide value, give feedback, like, share. As simple as that. Then three, I mean, there are no technicalities. Yeah, you don't have to get this, you don't have to log into that, you don't have to log into that. It is just a one-time login, and then everything is set. Now, the question is, how much does Skool cost, or is it for free? On the go, I would say Skool is not free. I'm repeating, Skool is not free, but there's always that but. Skool always gives out a 14-day trial. Yeah? And if you're serious about making money, 14 days is a long time for you to start, you know, to even start making money, right? In just 14 days, you can make money that gets to sponsor your subscription over to Skool. So, is it cheap? Yes, I'm going to show you. Is it free? No, but it is partly free, because if you can get to utilize the 14 days that you're given as a trial, you get access to each and everything, and that alone, if you're serious enough, is going to make you a lot of money. Okay, so let's first get to see this Skool pricing. Let's type I want us to have it in a real life session. So this is what you really get. It has two tiers. It has a hobby plan and it has a pro plan. With a hobby plan, you get all features. I mean, can you get to have this with Kechabi? Can you get to have this with Teachable? Can you get to have this with Zoom? Yeah, I know I don't want to, kinda step over those other platforms, but I just want to pass on this information so that you use it, because I believe this is going to be the future of Skool, the future of teaching. So Skool has two hobbies. It has it has two tiers. It has a hobby plan, which it goes for $9 per month. I mean, if we're to divide $9 per month in that would be 30 days. How much would that be per day? That is 9 divided by 30. So it is almost 0.3 per day. That is not even a cup of tea. Yeah, it is not even a cup of tea per day. Yeah, some of you in just one day you eat something beyond $9. Yeah, so you get all features. You get unlimited members. Yeah, there's no cap on the members you get to have in your communities. millions and millions and millions. You can have like the whole world in your community with just $9. You get to have unlimited videos, yeah. You get to have unlimited live streaming. Oh my god, this is so important. Let me just give you a brief story. I once had a Zoom video call with a certain client. As I was trying to break down whatever that client was supposed to do, guess what happened? After 1 hour, my Zoom video call was cut off. I mean, that was so disturbing. So when I say Skool is beginner friendly, this is what I get to mean. You get to have unlimited live streaming, yeah, and still with a 10% tire, that will be plan, you get to have a 10% transaction, because with Skool you can sell courses, you can sell gifts, you can sell whatever you can in this, all right. And we'll get to have those deep dives in the features of this platform, yeah. The only bad side of it, of the hobby plan, like you don't get to have a custom URL. So for those of you who don't know what a custom URL is, it's basically you having like maybe skool.com or whatever, maybe Alan Chibuka or whatever, say skool.com/Alan Chibuka, yeah, also that. So I'll show you that in a bit. Here, you don't get to hide suggested communities. I know there are people that want no distractions. With this hobby plan, there's a lot of distraction. Let me show what I get to mean. So these are the suggested communities with a hobby plan. Because right now I'm using a hobby plan. This is all I have to get to do, but I can't get to cancel it. Every time I'm prompting to cancel it, I'm going to be suggested to upgrade. Yeah. So to some of you, this might be distracting. Yeah. And to some of you, it might be okay. Just like me, it is okay. So, advanced analytics. When we go to advanced analytics, that is something that is a bit technical that was recently introduced. When you go to your about, go to settings, you have these are the analytics. Okay, so I only have access to common analytics, but if I was on a paid program, these analytics will be like who is subscribing, like they will be more detailed, yeah. So heading back to this now, with a pro plan you get everything like as the hobby plan. The only difference is that the transaction fee Skool is going to charge for every sale you get to make is going to become less. Why is it that? Because here you're paying almost $100 versus $10, yeah. So like it really makes sense. And with this, you're going to have a custom URL. You'll be like having maybe someone goes to skool.com/Alan Chibuka, and that's simple as simple as that. It makes search easier and quick. Yeah. So here you get to hide suggested communities. I already showed you what that is. So if I'm to go back to my Skool, these are suggested communities. So if I had a pro plan, I would hide this. But the fact that I'm on a hobby plan, every time I want to hide it, they ask me to upgrade. All right. So that is it. And then maybe advanced analytics. I already showed you mine. And yeah. So for those of you who are saying, is it free? This is the part I was trying to tell you, that it is partially free. You get to have 14 days of trial, free trial, whether you try out the hobby plan or you try out the free plan. And if you're so focused and you have some following, you can get to use this to your advantage. And please don't tell Skool that I'm telling you this, but you can get to try the hobby plan for 14 days, get to sell your stuff, and enjoy the 2.9% transaction fee. Before the end of the 14 days, maybe on the 13th day, you cancel your subscription, like you cancel your free trial. Yeah, you'll be making money. I mean, that's it. So anyways, let's get back to whatever it is that we're watching. Now, how much does it cost? I've already told you. It has two tiers, the $9, yeah, the $9 and the $99. Plus, it has this free trial where you get to try it for free for 14 days. Yeah. And I'll be leaving links in all this in the in the description so that you get to enjoy. Okay, and yeah, so I've answered how much does it cost and is it free. That one is also said. So the practicalities and basically getting started bit is done. Yeah? So now we get to look at this part, deep dives of the feature. Now with this, we get to look at Skool features. So when we talk of Skool features, let me show you. Let me be a good teacher and show you hands-on. So these are the when you sign into Skool, you're going to be introduced to various features, but the most important features of all that are so important, more so for you as an entrepreneur, for you who is just starting out, for you as a beginner who has the intentions of making money. There are these five. Are they five? Maybe five or eight or six. But let's get a look at each one. The most important one is community. Yeah. Maybe you're someone who already has an audience. Maybe you have a podcast. Maybe you have an audience over Facebook. Maybe you have a following on YouTube. Yeah. But you need a place where you can get to collectively put together your members in one unit. This is where you get to have Skool. So it's a community platform. That is one feature. Yeah. So here, everyone who is interested in what it is that you do gets to come to this section. That is one. Two, we have a classroom. So with classrooms, this is the part where you get to make small money. Yeah. You can either choose to do it for free, like you sell stuff. Yeah. But as I told you, you can sell courses. Yeah? So whoever wants to buy courses, they head over to your Skool classroom. So with classrooms, there are courses. Yeah, you see, I mean, I'm building up courses. Yeah, some of them are even done, just that I haven't yet published them. I've put them under draft. But this one here, whoever gets to join my community. So for me, instead of selling this course, I'm just giving it out for free, and I named it the Price It Right framework, as you can see with this book. Okay, so you can choose to make it for free. Yeah, and yeah, they just come. If it's free, they log in, then they start enjoying each and everything. Yeah, see, tired of pushing clients back, so I was breaking down the features and all that. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. So you can either make it paid and say this is going to be accessible. Let me just do this. So if you're to view it as a member, the other one was the back door. This is the front door. Whoever gets to join your group, this is what they get to see. Now they see this because it is made available. It is not in a draft. Yeah. If it was paid for, it would show money here. Let me just show you something. As a premium buyer. Yeah. Let me first close this out and I show you that paid feature. So if I'm to edit this and I say maybe I want premium okay, maybe say $2 just for this. Now if I'm to view this as a member, now if you have views or if you have a course where you're selling or you're making money by selling out information and it is paid for, this is what you'll get to see. Remember previously the one I had, it was free. Like I didn't put logs out or what. It was freely accessible by anyone or whoever was in the community. But this, for someone to get this, they either have to pay $2 or they get to upgrade to the premium tier. Yeah. So with a premium tire, that is where you'll find like there is free, there is premium. Like with a premium tire, that's where we're going to find that. Or people are paying maybe $37 or whatever kind of dollars, oh yeah, to have access, or even a tire upper than that or higher than that. So in brief, that is how it will look like. Okay, so if you're on a premium, let's say they already paid an upper fee, they just don't want to unlock it. Because if you're on a standard, it means you're on a free plan. Yeah, because whoever gets to join your community, if it is not paid, if it is a free community, they will join and be there free for as long as that group exists. Yeah, and that way they are under the standard tires. Yeah, but if they join, they picked interest, maybe got some more value, and they wanted more of what it is that you're teaching them, they'll choose to upgrade. And when they choose to upgrade, that means they'll pay you some kind of money, and then they'll have access to exclusive stuff. Yeah, and it's the exclusive stuff that you get to sell. Some groups over here get to give it up for free. I'll show you a few examples, but for this case, no, this wasn't. And based on what we said, you only if you're on a standard tire but want to have access to this, you get to pay $2. There you don't have to pay the whole premium fee, but $2 and you unlock this. Yeah. Now I believe this now gets to make sense. Okay, let's first go back and do some settings. Get it back. Open to all. Save it. Now you see, if I'm to view this as a member, it is free of charge. I'm not charging anything. I'm not requiring someone to upload to have access to it. I'm just letting it go just as is. Yeah. So here you don't need to subscribe. You don't need to upgrade. You just have access to it. Yeah. So this is how you can get to use the classroom feature. Put free stuff. Put stuff you want to sell. Put terms where maybe someone doesn't want to upgrade fully. They get to like pay a certain fee and unlock that feature or unlock that course. Yeah, so you can have as many as possible. Remember, you have unlimited courses, unlimited works, unlimited stuff. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now that is the classroom feature of features, and now this is the back door. The other one was how you would see it. So this is how the owner gets to view it. Now the second feature is calendar. If at all you've ever had a Zoom meeting, or if at all you've ever had Zoom classes, yeah, or if at all you ever had Google Meetups or whatever, this works the same. It's just that it is just under one platform. You don't have to sign out, head over to other platforms and all that. You can still sign up, link your Google calendar to this platform, but you can just come over here and set it up and say maybe on this day, on 14th, I'll get to have a school call. Yeah, maybe say I'm going to, maybe you have a cohort or you have a class of a group of guys that you teach every weekend. Yeah, you can use this feature and make it paid. You can say a price class $20.25. Yeah, you put the date and say okay, it's going to be on, let's assume tomorrow is 14th. On 14th, what time? You set up the time, duration. It's going to run for like many hours, because with Zoom really it was 1 hour and then it was cut short, but this one you can run for over, let me see what's the limitation, 24 hours. Yeah, so if you want to do a Homozi launch book style of 24 hours, you have it. Okay. And then you set up your time. It's going to be a recurring event, like, yes, because this is a cohort and maybe it is running for like 6 months, so you can run it you can run it as a recurring event for like the next weekends until after the 6 weeks, 6 months road. Yeah, so you can choose to, the other part I told you, you can choose to use the Skool call app. You can do a Skool call webinar. You can do a Zoom. You link your Zoom in that. You can link your Google Meet or like anything. But the best thing with this, most of you maybe are so obsessed with your other platforms like Google Meet and Zoom, this is where I got you covered. But for the most part, you can just do it within the platform. You don't need to pay premium. You don't need to pay extra for whatever extra classes or courses. Okay, so the only difference when it comes to Skool, if you're on a hobby plan, you can have calls. So the difference between calls, you can call, you can have a call like you, one person, teaching to many viewers, like 100 students at once. Yeah, they don't get to interact, but they are there with you watching. Yeah, but then with a webinar, you can even get to interact with the students, pull them up, get them as pull them up, get them say something, like interact, pass on the mic, like the way you see how Zoom gets work. But like, if you know the workings of webinars, this is a feature that will be useful for you. But it only comes when you are on a pro tier. All right, that $99 per month tier. For the $9, you can have access to calls, like unlimited calls. Right. So you say that put the description. Maybe this is a class for 2023 that wants to price it right by the next end of 6 months. Put their description there. Put their classes, and then you come and have what is it called, control over that. You say only members on level this, only members. So this is so important. You can have like 7 members, or like 7 cohorts coming in the same very year, but still you start saying like they get to upgrade to level 2, level 3, level 4 for those who, like, you know how Skool really does, that you're promoted to the next class and that and that and that. So this can get to work. Okay, so you can just remind them by email a day before, or you call them directly and all that. So this feature is so important if you would want to use it, of course. Right, so me, I don't want to set up my calendar, so I'm going to assume now you understand it. Yeah, the next feature is going to be members. So if you have a list of members, like now I have 8 members in this group, I'm the only admin. So you can see them over here. Okay, so here you can get to also enjoy another feature that I want to talk about. For each and every member you get to have, you can have a direct chat with them. Yeah, you chat with them, be like, hey, what's it going, how are you finding the class, how is it, what is it that you want to be changed. Like, you get to have a personalized conversation between you and each individual member, rather than just heading over to the call, like Skool call, and then call out each individual. Yeah, and then the other important thing about this, when a member maybe cancels out from your school or community, you just reach to them directly, fire, like one-on-one. Be like, yo, I noticed you cancelled. What happened? What went wrong? What needs to change? As simple as that. Okay, so that is also another feature. First of all, you have access to each member, yeah, like individual member, and then you can have access to personalized, like personal DMs. Yeah, so I thought that would be so important. And then maybe you get to see their memberships. Yeah, their free plans, who go to invite them, where did they come from, like you get to understand everything in detail. And then leaderboards. This is where the gamification comes in. Right? So you see this, imagine this is my own group, but I'm only on level 3. I've been doing a bad kind of example. Yeah, but you can gamify this. Yeah, get people to get as fast as they can to level 9. Yeah, because the way I did it, I even gave names to levels. Yeah, Spark Startup, Value Explorer, Price Cloud, which is Scout, Offer Builder, blah 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 blah. And maybe the other part of this gamification, that the higher they go, is the more they get to find the value. Yeah, so it's just like running. If you want to make it, like if maybe you're used to running 10 kilometers, the moment you get to run maybe 50 kilometers, 25 or so, you get to have that kind of belonging, that kind of touch, that kind of, what is it called, prestige. Is it the right word? Maybe. But there's that sense of belonging that you get to have just running that kind of kilometers. Yeah, say for those of you who run 10 kilometers, when you meet up with guys that run 50 kilometers, they'll have that ego, that pride, like, yo, for us, we overcame those 10 kilometers. They're just for babies. Yeah. So the same applies to this. You can choose to gamify your Skool community. Yeah. Like for me, if you post enough and engage, provide more value, you'll be assigned that you're at level 1, you're Spark starter. Yeah. So you'll also be looking at future levels that, oh, Value Explorer. What really gets to happen when you reach Value Explorer? It means maybe there's so much value that you get to have if you get to that point. So you'll be forced or prompted, or you get to make your community members who want to see what gets to happen at what level. Okay? So now, like, I'm just so eager. What gets to happen when I reach level 4 of the offer builders? Yeah? Because trust me, here when you're in your Spark starter, you know nothing about pricing and all that. But the moment you understand, ask questions, you get the basics here. Yeah? So when you get the basics, now you start understanding what value is. That value is all about that. Value is all about this. Now you start differentiating. You stop selling your time and start selling or speaking terms of value. Yeah? And now when you understand the value, then you start attaching the price to the value. That is level 3. So you see, the increment goes on like that, like that, like that. Okay? So when you understand the pricing or value, then you craft your offer in a more appropriate way where you get to add the value in accordance to the price and the level at which you are at. So that is another feature. So you can see there's been no activity in the last 7 days. Yeah, I've been kind of off on that. So last 30 days, yeah, but all full time. I have these guys. The guy who's leading is Lukman, and Miss Faith comes second. And yeah, I think I need to do a lot to bring some vibe back to this group, this community. And then the other one is about us page. You know how most of you used to love having websites? Well, with Skool, you don't really need to have a website. You can have a formality, but this gets to serve as an all-in-one purpose. Yeah. So this is your about us page, and remember when I told you about the custom URL? So the fact that I'm on a hobby plan, my URL is this: skool.com/the climbers dash 500 5,800. I mean, that's it. And that is so much confusing. You can even see it here. But if I was paying a 99 kind of price, I would only have skool.com/climbers. I mean, that's it. Yeah, it's even more legit. Yeah, when people just say, "Oh, that's the climbers," you just go search climbers on Skool. Yeah, I mean, even SEO searches and all that, it makes more sense. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's one thing that will force me to upgrade to a pro. Yeah, but yeah, you get to have your about us page. Yeah, talks about what is it that you do, what is it that is that group, and all that. So that is it. And maybe the other important thing, just going back to the community, this serves as your feed. You can have discussions. Yeah, whoever gets to join that group and has gets to have a question or a need or something they need to find answers for, they just use this feed and type. Yeah, like I'm looking for. Let me just make one post here. I need your help. What can I do different to bring this community back to life? I can choose to send email to everyone. Yeah. Note. I can even add, attach a file, add a link to a YouTube video, add an ordinary video than just going through YouTube and that. Ask a poll, maybe add a poll. Say, have price audit calls. can have as many as possible, but I'm going to just leave that. And then maybe I hope this works out. Okay, so you post it, confirm. And here it is. I need your help. What can I do different? What can I do different to bring this community back to life? Half price audit breakdowns, or do price audit for members. As simple as that. Then people get to comment, blah blah blah, like, share. So get to share more insights of what it is that they want to have in a group. Okay? Yeah, so those are the features you need to have. And maybe uh, this was for the fact that you wanted to make money and all that. So that is all about this part. Features breakdown, Skool features, and then maybe can you go live? Obviously, yes, you can go live with Skool, or you can go live via here. Yeah, just hit live. I don't want to go. Okay, I just say hit live, and then voila, everything is set. It loads up, loads up, loads up, loads up. So this is what I say. When it comes to calls, collaborative group calls, yeah, you call, someone answers, blah blah blah. But you can have as many people as possible. But then with a webinar, you can get to have one-to-many presentations. So I hope you get to understand the difference. You can share your video, you can share your screens. I also did a video on YouTube where I did this, yeah, and I was doing a live call. After the live call, it saved the video, then I posted it on YouTube and all and stuff like that. So yes, you can. Live calls, it's highly, highly possible. And maybe, but now we head over to part 5, which is just a minute. We head over to part 5, which is the money, monetization, and strategy. So how do you make money? And if you've been keen enough, or if you've been following, you've seen how to make money. First of all, you can choose to make money by making your community a paid one. Okay, so let me show you something here. If we go to discover communities, so the first thing, you can choose to make your community paid or free, and then via free you do some upsells. Yeah, like you do a freemium. You start free, upgrade people to a paid community, then upgrade people to a more paying community. Yeah, so that is one way. You either give free service or paid. Yeah, and there are many people here that are selling their services, and regardless of how much, yeah, there are lesser or cheaper groups. Like now, this one is $9. This was free. This was $39. All these are skill-based communities. Yeah, this one is Ina's Dance Academy. I think they teach dancing. They pay $99 per month. And remember when I told you that if you're so super focused, in under 13 days, you can make a lot of money and then cancel out. So imagine, this one is charging $99 per month, multiplied by the 463 members, each one paying $99 per month. I mean, if you only had maybe 200 members in the first week, and each one who was joining was paying $99, you know how much that would be? You know best. So you can do the math. Yeah, so also the other part of gamification, yeah, they get to rank you, and the higher you get to have, there are more exclusive bonuses. You get to meet the big guns. You can get to meet the Alex Amozi, the founders of Skool, and then you digest ways of how you get to even improve better. Yeah, so they rank you among hobbies, music, money making, spirituality, tech, health, sports, self-improvement, and a hell lot more. Yeah, but yeah, one way you're going to make money, you either start a paying community or a free community, which later gets to upgrade people to a paying community. All right, that is one way you're going to make money. The other one, all right. The other one, if we go back to, let me just use mine. The other one is create courses and sell your information assets. Yeah, I already showed you how this works. Yeah, the fact that me I'm using a free plan, this is the background of me, the owner of the community, gets to see. So I can choose to make this free or get it for people to pay for it. Like for instance, um, this 30-day client launchpad where you get to have at least one or two, where you get to sign up a paying client within 30 days. Yeah? So all these are modules that are already and ready to run. Yeah, you get to have clarity track, you get to watch blah 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 blah, the videos are there, skills, um, crafting your grand slam offers. I mean, I'll be making this public at some point maybe, and whoever gets to want to launch, get to have a paying client within 30 days, maybe 5 or so, get to pay some money. But yeah, this is one way. Get to sell courses. And I already showed you how you get to do that. Yeah. So maybe for those of you who are just watching, the way you do that, you can get to say, okay, um, let me just use the one. Because if you're to view it, like if you sign up on this in this community, this is what you get to see. Let's see. Edit. Okay. So when you sign up, this is the only thing you'll see. The other 30-day launchpad, it is under the draft. It is not yet made public. It is not yet released. So at the moment, it is free of charge. I told you. But if I wanted to make money with it, this is what I'll do. Oh, this is what I would. Yeah, basically, this is what I'll get to do. Come here, edit course, then make it paid. Simple. How much? $2. Description, blah 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 blah. I can even give affiliate commissions because people like to earn money on top of other things. So give affiliate commissions and all that. So we're assuming that now I'm having a paid group as it is saving. Oh, it's taking long. Okay. So if you as a member, voila. So if you're in a free community, I can get to say, okay, if you want to have access to this information, here's my book. I can make this a book. I may make this information asset. I may make these frameworks and all that. Maybe how-to guides, video guides. If you want to have it, just unlock it by paying $2. Click on it. It will say, price it right framework, unlock for $2 or join premium. Sure. That is it. I had to rush because of my card and also. Yeah. So that's basically it. That is how you get to make money out of that. Okay. Let me just edit it back because I don't want to get people paying for this. I want to give it as free information to people out there. Now it's updated. So if I to view it as someone who is just signed in as a member, this is what you get to see. Oh, it is free. Click on it, enjoy. You don't even get to see the pay this. You just head straight into the information. Cool. All right. Now, the other way you can get to make money, you can do it a hybrid kind of style, like how I'm doing it. Yeah. So the hybrid kind of style, you do tires. Yeah. So you can do. Let me see. Okay. I think this will make more sense. A hybrid kind of way, it is what I'm exactly doing. So for this, you can choose to have free stuff, then upgrade people to more paying stuff. Yeah? Remember when I showed you the discovery point where I was taking you through all that? So there are communities that we're giving out, like joining them is free, but then within this community, you're being upsold onto other offers. Some of them you're upsold to join a premium, and others you join a more VIP kind of thing done for your services. So it's the same kind of thing I'm taking. Yeah, I first give out stuff for free for people to get the taste of it, taste of what it is like to be in this community. Yeah, and then if they like it, they upgrade freely. Yeah, because it helps me build trust, credibility, and all that. So they upgrade and then get even better with things, better serving purposeful stuff. Okay, and if they want to have my time, or if I'm choosing to sell my time, I'll just tell them, you know what, I can get to do this for you, maybe to sports buyer at this price. As simple as that. Okay, so that is the hybrid kind of way. Okay, we head back to our plan. Now, what is the most profitable thing to sell on Skool? Okay, here's the thing I want you to understand. Everything can be sold on Skool, but if you really want to make money, you have to be niched. Okay, get to find a niche that you're going to serve, because money is always in the niches. Yeah, and then the other second thing you need to understand is that it is not probably about the thing you want to sell, or you will have to sell, but it is more so of the transformation that you will have to sell. Yeah, because if it was just a thing, everything would be making money. Yeah, but currently things shifted. It is no longer about a thing, it is more about transformation. Yeah, so if you are to, let's go back to this discovery communities and that show you something. So if you look at this guy learns what it is to play better pickleball right away. Yeah. So the transformation this guy is selling at $39 per month is you being a pro at pickleball. Yeah. This guy learn modern calligraphy the fun and easy way. Yeah. It is not about that thing, because that thing would be calligraphy. But they are trying to sell you the transformation. And by the end of this, you're going to be a better dancer. By the end of this, you're going to be a world champion. By the end of this, you will regain the maybe fertility, you'll lose weight, whatever it is that they're trying to sell you the transformation. Okay, so if you have that question in mind, that what is the most profitable thing to sell on Skool, everything gets to sell, but one, money is in the niches. So find a niche you're going to serve and then serve that. Two, don't just sell a thing, just sell the transformation. That is it. And that will sum up the part 5 of the money monetization strategy. Okay, so housekeeping. If at all you have some questions, just let me know. I maybe do a live Q&A for us here to, to get the grasp of it. But if you don't have, then I'll have one that has been asked, and most of you maybe were scared to even ask it. So probably I would want to think there's no question. Let me see. Yeah, there's no question. So, Skool downloads. First of all, the most one you need to know is there's no app. There's no Skool app on PC. Maybe that will come with time, but for now it is all browser based. However, if you have a mobile phone, there's a Skool app. Whether Android or iPhone, you always get to have a Skool app. Let me show it to you. Are you seeing that app in the center? That is the Skool mobile app. So whatever it is that I've been doing on PC, you can also get to do it on phone. Yeah. So that's a good thing. As an admin, it is better to have a browser. If you don't have on a budget or you're just beginning, it is okay to use a phone. So does that take you back to this question too, that is Skool suitable for beginners? Yes, you can have it run on phone, you can have it run on PC. As long as you have internet, everything is good. So that sums up our live stream of um, features, pricing, and how to make money over Skool. So I'll get to see you in the next one. I get to sign out. Peace.